In this video, we'll discuss how to think about aging, what it means in the context of face reading, and what it says about your lifestyle rhythms. Enjoy. In today's face reading tutorial, we're talking about personality structure and aging, and more specifically, what you should think about in the context of aging. And what I mean is by looking at our face. When we start to look older, we want to sort of frame the whole concept of aging and what that means in relation to face reading. We have to make a distinction here. Face reading at its core is a practice of life nourishment. You read the face so you can lean into certain rhythms so your life force is stronger. Diet, exercise, movement, job decisions, relationship choices. Face reading can help with all of that. It can put you in that direction and say, okay, so here's the directions I should be walking in. Yes, but it helps you to nourish life force. You do those things, you're doing the things that you are naturally wired to do, therefore you live longer. Cool, great, wonderful. And you want to think of your facial features as a primer, a codex, your foundational operating system for life. The cheekbones, the size of the eyes, how thick your eyebrows are, how long your face is, how wide your face is, the size of your mouth, the quality of your ear cartilage. There's a lot of things you can look at, but that's your operating system. And this is easier to read the younger a person is. Usually 25 is the place where we start face reading, quote unquote, to like get a solid reading. But the younger you are, the more you can see the operating system. And this is a great primer. This is a great roadmap to say, like, go down this road, go down that road, do these things, probably mitigate some of these things. And these are general principles, but here's like things to have on your radar. It's a good guidance system. But as we age, as we wrinkle specifically, and we start to see the effects of aging, the wrinkling and the quality of the face is really a reflection of how well your intrinsic operating system is being utilized. So you can have really like lucky bone structure and cool things that like kind of are in your favor that make life a little easier, and some things that are going to make it harder. But you can still look washed out at 40 if you live like shit. And that's the thing to remember, is that aging, when we have to understand face reading and the reading of faces, your face, other people's faces, it's an internal dialogue process. It's a visual art of sorts. You're looking and digesting and understanding. When we see ourselves in the mirror, and I'm 44, for instance. If I look at myself in the mirror at 44 and I'm like, God, man, I look washed out. I look so aged. I look 10 years older than I should be. If I'm thinking that, what that is code for is my lifestyle metrics, how I am living on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis needs work. That's what it's code for. Aging and this really strong pull and antagonistic relationship with aging is always a code for I'm not living appropriately. That's what it means in face reading theory. Your face is just sort of like a visual marker, but this is the thing to think about. Yeah, you can go and get plastic surgery and cut your face up and tuck everything back and, like erase the look, but you're not addressing the root. You're not getting to the problem deep down underneath. And so what I tell people is, in terms of aging and where wrinkles show up, that's sort of showing us. Wrinkling is like which emotions have we used consistently? What emotions have been engaged a lot? Some of those wrinkles are favorable, some are not. But the wrinkling kind of clues you in, like, how well is the operating system being used? Are you using the full potential of what you've got or not? And that's the way to think about wrinkling. And you want to think about face reading is have these two things, like they relate, but they're a little bit separate too. People are like, well, I have these good joy lines here. What does that mean about me? Does that mean I'm happy? It's like, yeah, it means like on average, you probably have a better relationship with joy than the average person. Like myself, I'm a pretty happy, upbeat, optimistic guy. This is true. But it's like, if you were blind and you talked to me for 20 minutes, you'd probably figure that out as well, just through my speech. So it's like, yeah, you can see it a little faster by looking at the face. But what that means, right, is that like I've actually used that thing. I'm a joyous person, and I've continued to keep that thing alive in me because I've noticed that it gives me more energy. I'm better for my wife. I'm better for my daughter. I get more exercise. I look at things better. Keeping a certain amount of buoyant joy in my life has been good for me. So this is a favorable wrinkle. But there are wrinkles that are going to show up that point to bitterness, resentment, disappointment. And when we can see those, regardless of your operating system, those things aren't good. And it's also going to accelerate the aging process. If you're eating shitty oils, if you're eating a lot of processed food, if you're getting terrible sleep, if you're choosing to screw people over in business endeavors, if you hang out with really crummy people who are low vibrating, dishonest folks, You're going to have a lot of stress and a lot of things happen regardless of your operating system. So a lot of what we're looking at in aging is just the quality of your operating system being expressed. So again, the call to action is, if you see yourself and you're like, man, I look so much older than I should, you want to think, not just change the facade. Don't just change the mask. Start asking the deeper question. What the hell is going on internally? What trauma is unresolved? What the hell am I eating? Am I drinking enough water? Am I getting adequate sunlight so that my skin can actually repair? All sun exposure does not damage skin. It's actually very good for you. The point is, you got to pay attention to this, and you got to use your face as sort of like this. It's like biometric data, right? You got to look at it, assess, and then understand what that means. So if you have questions around this, please let me know. I'm sure you guys have some, but I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys next time.